Well, it's Women's Month and we continue to celebrate the strong and inspiring women of Africa. And this morning we are profiling Ancillar Mangena, a young journalist and entrepreneur who's from Zimbabwe but currently living in Johannesburg and recently received international recognition at the World Economic Forum. And here's her story.
Today I'm here at the Forbes Africa offices in Sandton to catch up with a phenomenal young woman. She's a daring journalist and she's recently been named a global shaper by the World Economic Forum. Her name is Ancillar Mangena and she's truly an inspiration to young African women across the world.
The World Economic Forum is a prestigious non-profit foundation that brings together the globe's most powerful business and thought leaders to join forces for positive change. To be named one of their global shapers is an international honor, and we got to sit down with Ancillar and curator of the Johannesburg Global Shapers, Keti Ngwenya.
What inspired you to study this career?
It was in 2001, I was in grade 7, and it was my birthday. And you know what happened on 9/11? Twin Towers. So I remember that day I was waiting for my mom thinking I'm gonna get a present, but everyone at home was so sad, everyone was watching the news, and I got so inspired that day. I really wished I was there on the ground in the US telling the story. So that day I knew I wanted to be a journalist and I started working towards that. And then I came to UJ where I started journalism.
Being a driven, inquisitive journalist that she is, Ancillar soon caught the attention of Forbes Africa, where she now works and has won a number of prestigious awards for her work. But sometimes being a daring journalist comes at a price.
I wrote an article titled "The Prophets of Profit in the Business of Belief." So I was looking into the churches and how they make their money and how the pastors have all these fancy cars and fancy houses at the expense of the congregation. People are suffering, but then they're giving all this money in hope for prayers answered. I got a lot of attacks after that article. I had to literally go off social media for a good 2 weeks. I've never cried so much in my life, and I was so afraid of what could happen. Some of them were even telling me, we're gonna find where you live and then we're gonna come and attack you. But what that did was still me for the field of journalism. Now I always say, bring it on. Bring it on. As long as I know that I've done my research, I've done the due diligence, and everything that I wrote there is factual and right, then I have nothing to worry about.
It's this dedication to her work that ultimately led to Ancillar being named a global shaper by the World Economic Forum, a position she shares with inspiring young changemakers across the world.
So Keti, what does it mean to be a World Economic Forum global shaper?
Global Shapers is a community of hubs led and developed by young people across the world. And basically we try and assist our communities and reach out on various community projects and getting various industry leaders involved. So it's really to identify young people that are future leaders and giving them a space at the table. And Ancillar, of course, why she became a shaper, because we saw that she's doing exceptionally well. There's not a lot of people in her career that are doing what she's doing, a lot of young people that are at the level that she's leading at.
So the Global Shapers Hub is responsible for ensuring that, they play their role in making this world a better place. And even though it's only been 2 weeks, I'm looking forward to assisting with the public relations side of the Johannesburg Hub and making sure that people are aware of the WEF Global Shapers and what we do at the Hub. The best advice I think I would give to my 15-year-old self is don't give up. Don't listen to what people are saying. They don't matter. Your dreams are valid and your dreams matter. Because when I was young, people didn't even believe. Even today, people would call me and say, really, is that you? We didn't think that you'll ever be that. So don't listen to people. Stay in your lane. Just do what you want to do and you'll succeed.
Still under the age of 30, with a bright future ahead of her, the Zimbabwean-born journalist is carrying the torch for young African women in the media industry.